respect, sir. Yes, my respect. All right, so we're going to the eulogy at this time, and then we'll have a song by the choristers here, and we move on from there. All right, so we go to the eulogy. This will be done by David and Paulette Edwards. I wonder why Mr. Someone is not coming. Come on, your time, come on, sister, daughter, David, bring your husband with you. Bring your husband with you, don't leave him. Right, you see the togetherness? All right.
Isn't that a peculiar to hear? From July 1954 to April 2024. Isn't that a bit particular to hear? Sorry, again. Isn't that peculiar to hear? I'm so familiar with hearing this when it comes to a tenure at an organization, but today it symbolizes the end of someone's life. I must state that this is the end of her early life, but not the end of her story. So, what is that story? To have existed on the earth for 69 years, there must be some history and pivotal moments. That must be true, as the majority of us sitting here are a product of her life. Paulette Adela Cole Edwards, born on July 8, 1954, to parents Lovina Aiken and James Cole in Reddings, Cypress Hall, St. Andrew, where she spent most of her early years there from the basic school in Reddings in 1957 to 1960. Then she matriculated to Reddings Audio School, 1960 to 1966. At the age of 12, she came to this community to live with her dad and other relatives who were here, where she finishes her education at Rock Hall Audio School in 1968. She then returned to Cypress Hall to her mom to be taught dressmaking work from Mr. Dowse's wife in Reddings. She used that work skill to create shirt out of a flower bag for her third son, Robert. That is why he was given the nickname Flower. But it wasn't until the age of 17 that she fully committed to being a member of this community in Rock Hall. Grandma, mama, was a wife, mother, sister, friend, vendor, doctor, ambulance, and everything in between. Further down, you will understand why I said ambulance. From this, you can see that she was adorned with many titles and was a different person in each role. However, she did the best she could in each role with the tools she was provided. However, on her return, she was not alone. She brought with her her eldest son, Martin, who was just a mere baby at the time. In the early years, she met her husband, Paulette Edwards, who saw a beautiful lady and decided that he could not let her pass by. Over the course of their relationship, they raised 9 children, 6 boys and 3 girls. Let that sink in. 6 boys and 3 girls. The funny thing is that they waited until having all the children to get married on August the 10th, 1996. I guess they were waiting to see if they would get serious. But Mama was a stay-at-home mom to 9 kids. And you know that is not easy feat. She nurtured and cared for them. And when they had kids, she did the same. One thing I can state for sure is that as a child, if you were not feeling well, you would make your way to Grandma's house. For sure, she had a remedy for anything you could think of. And if she knew that she had a problem with outside of her scope, trust that she would take you to the hospital. No questions asked. All your parents needed to do was meet her there. And there was no need to rush because your child would definitely be taken care of. Grandma was also a vendor on Saturdays. And I believe that was one of the places she found solace. Meeting up with all other vendors, meeting people with different personalities, and being exposed to other ways of life was truly an intriguing factor. Not to mention being away from the kids.
Right. So this was proven true by a story Uncle Sam would tell. He stated that one day he saw Mama preparing to go to the market with just a little bag of chocho. I don't know if you guys know chocho. You're supposed to know chocho. And mind you, the bag only had half a dozen. He stopped and asked her where she was going. And you know, Mama, she had replied to you with a bit of attitude, right? And she replied saying, to the market. And he said, with just that, she said yes. He asked the price and paid for it. But even after that, she was still leaving the yard to go to the market. So all he could do was simply give her the chocho to take as well. In 2012, she got a stroke. And that was the first time I witnessed something like that. I believe I can speak for all of us as a family and say it was the first time someone so close to us was critically ill. I'm positive that this is one of the incidents that caused a dent in the functioning of our family. It was just different. The vibe of the house changed. It was a place where we as grandkids could convene and knew that we would get both bellyful and laughter. But after the situation, the light dimmed, and I don't think it was ever restored. This just highlights the role and functions she played. She was just that thread that held things together. And once the thread unraveled, I think we all shifted at it. While having the stroke, I must highlight that she was able to help herself regardless. She would move about, she would bathe herself, feed herself, and if she realized that anything was out of her reach or capacity, trust me, you were being called. On the phone, she has sent somebody for you, but trust me, you were being called. Over the years, her condition worsened because of other underlying illnesses, among other things, but regardless, it was the same, Mama. You could stop by, have a conversation, and she would be sure to let you know what she needed. Because one thing we can say, Mama always have demand. She'll tell us that she wants credit, she wants this, she wants that, right? In February, it was not until the last few months that I realized that things were actually getting worse. You could see how she would have difficulty speaking. The lady who spoke her mind, a lot of people said that she was a lady of few words, but when she spoke, you have to listen, right? Okay. So the lady who spoke her mind could not speak clearly. The lady who loved food lost her zest for food. And the lady who you would often find sitting in bed was constantly on her back. I remember my little sister saying to me with a sad face, "This doesn't feel right." And I just knew that it was true based on what I saw upon my visit. I know that this is a sad situation for many of us. She left and we weren't given a chance to say goodbye. I know specifically for Auntie Nadine, she was filled with faith and hope that there would be a positive change in time. This is cliche to say, but I do believe